we've had a tough time. Let's be honest. Over the last few years, we've been spoiled rotten. We're winning things. We grew up with the class of '92. We saw the '99. We've been spoiled rotten as fans. And I think the problem is with football fans in general is they can be impatient. You want to win trophies, but you got to be careful what you wish for. And I like what Solskjaer's bringing to the club. I like listening. I like him as a person. Let's
just play devil's advocate. Yeah, since we're going all Red Devils on this, I just want to know what you think would happen if Conte, because to me, Conte is a Mourinho 2.0.
No.
Okay, well, just hear me out with my little Conte thing.
I love with Mourinho. Is at Roma just
Okay, but they've had a good start.
They have had a good start, which is disappointing.
And they're attacking well. They're playing some nice football. So I'm gonna give him a bit of a reprieve because, he had Tottenham right challenging for the top of the league until Harry Kane missed that header against Liverpool. They lost the game in the 91st minute, and then Tottenham fell away.
Mourinho needs to
got them into a cup final.
Mourinho needs to get with the times. Nobody wants to play that boring football. You don't want to pay $40-50 for a ticket, or for Arsenal fans, however much they pay, 85, is it 90? You don't want to be paying that kind of money for a ticket and watch the kind of football that he was portraying at Old Trafford. Don't get me wrong, won a couple of trophies underneath him, and we might have looked like we were doing better in the table, but we were never close to City that season. Our football was absolutely atrocious.
The thing is with Mourinho is if you try and take Jose Mourinho's United tenure on its whole, you can, because when he came in, we started well. He had a different team when he started to when it ended the last season.
I don't want to spend this talking about Mourinho because I just don't. I'm not a big fan anymore.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, fella.
But listen,
I just don't want to be talking about Mourinho. It gets enough headlines.
Luciano, ride with me. Where I talk about, because the point is about Conte, right? Looking at Conte, this is a guy who plays very, very defensive with a counter-attacking approach. He gets the best out of limited resources, but in terms of offensive, pleasing style of play, in terms of media, how Conte approaches the media and Mourinho approaches the media, there's the niggles, there's the jibes.
I don't agree with the Mourinho
Conte
2.0. I don't agree with that at all. I remember Conte coming into the Italian national team after what he did at Juve. You can sit and really analyze his career. I've not really researched Conte, but just what I know. And the guy's a winner. And when you play for Antonio Conte, he's very tactical. He's got a way of playing, and you will run for him. It's as simple as that. You will run for Antonio Conte. And that's what he does. He creates teams. He will get rid of the flair players if he doesn't think that they're up to it, and he will put universal soldiers in there, a bit like Mourinho, if you'd like to say. But what Conte won't do is score a goal and then all sit back behind the ball. He's got a way of always playing with that energy.
He loves some wing backs, doesn't he?
You would get a lot of energy out of Conte, but you don't want somebody to come to United and be there for 2 or 3 seasons and you win. You win a couple of things. You want somebody who's going to sit in that dugout and play that kind of football. People talk about Wenger when he left, saying, "Oh, he didn't do a good job." Arsenal played great football under Wenger, and they were always there or thereabouts. You've got to be careful what you wish for. Yeah, I do want trophies, but I also want to watch decent football.
Also, the energy around the club. Conte was, when he was winning the titles in Juventus, he was consistently moaning about not having the resources to compete at the top table.
I don't want him coming in.
Okay,
I want Solskjaer to stay where he is for the time
being.
And
then Allegri came in, got him to 2 Champions League finals. At Inter, they've won the league there, but two Champions League campaigns, they didn't get out of the groups. Chelsea didn't really do anything. He's not really had a Champions League run in the Euros. He's not,
Champions League's a difficult trophy to win.
Yeah, but to get out of the groups with a title-winning team is what I'm saying, and it weren't.
I don't want Conte anyway. Yeah. I don't want him there, and you don't want him there.
No.
So let's.
What I'm looking at is that you've got.
The fact is, there's not a lot of options out there, and this is testament to Solskjaer. There's not a lot of people who can come in there
Well, it's not like managing any other club, and it's not just an idea of football. It like you say, you're dealing with the family environment, and you want like Pogba, despite all
part of the family, isn't it?
Despite all the nonsense,
you want to get rid of him.
Despite all the nonsense with Pogba's contract situation, Pogba comes into work every day and he's happy and he's given the platform to produce his best football
as well. When you're talking about a manager, it's not just about Solskjaer. You've got to look at the staff in there. You've got Darren Fletcher now. You've got Mike Carrick. The DNA of Manchester United is there. It's not just Solskjaer. Mike Phelan's there. He deserves a lot of credit. There's a lot of good people at that club, support staff all the way through. It's not just the 11 as well. We're bringing on substitutes now. And Lingard has had a tough time, but I've got to take my hat off to the guy. I'm really, really pleased for him because he's United. He's a Red. It looks like he's going to sign a new deal. I want him to sign a new deal. And he brings energy on. He's positive, Lingard. You know, you've seen the last few games. He has had good impact.
Yeah, just making the point, please, just about Solskjaer.
I want him to stay, mate. I don't want him to go.
Making people enjoy coming into work.
Exactly.
Right, Louis van Gaal, when he was coach, I didn't want to watch Match of the Day. The fan didn't enjoy coming to be a fan.
He was all right.
For me, obviously,
when he slips over and did that thing. That was mega.
Listen, when he got the when we got the 2-0 away to Liverpool, there were moments, the FA Cup, but on the whole, I didn't enjoy coming home and watching his football Match of the Day. His one shot per 45 minutes. No, thank you.
So you want Solskjaer there, don't you? You don't want to get rid of him.
The Mourinho. People didn't enjoy coming to work. Our best player at the time, Pogba, was called a virus. People didn't want to come to work there, and they were trying, they were doing the best, but it was like, when you got that manager who tries to bully everyone into working hard. That's what he was like. Solskjaer's there, like, he's one of these managers that's like trying to make sure that everybody enjoys coming into work first and foremost, and understands that it's a privilege to play for United, a privilege to have this pressure under you. And he says all the right things. The only place I see him falling down, and I think most fans can kind of see this on some level or another, is the centre midfield. He's never really addressed it or upgraded it. He brought in Donny van de Beek and he's barely played him. I don't think it was his signing. That's the only place he's fallen down really in terms of how he's improved the team. And if he doesn't...
Hold on a second. So you're saying he's fallen down because they've not bought a midfielder in?
What I'm saying is that, first of all, I want Solskjaer
Has he fallen down?
No.
Right.
But if he falls down and he doesn't win something this season, in my opinion, it'll be because when he had opportunities to improve the squad, he didn't address the centre midfielder and get somebody elite in. And as I said a couple of years ago, I felt like our priority 2 seasons ago, OC, was a defensive midfielder, and I earmarked Partey, who was on the market for 40 million. And and for me, he was perfect option. And there's other options, but he was the perfect fit. Obviously, we didn't go for him. We've gone for other options. And then other players have improved us. We needed a Sancho. We needed a Varane. We needed Bruno. We needed him. But if eventually he doesn't win something, and if it does fall short, I think it's because he hasn't addressed the central midfield. But managing a football team is multifaceted, and he's doing, on the whole, a great job. He's always improved us, and people say, "Oh, what, you're getting the improvement trophy? You've not won nothing. What, you United?" I don't really want to hear all that. I don't think he's been backed in the previous seasons. This season has been. So listen, I'm Solskjaer, and I really hope that Solskjaer is successful, because if he's not successful, I'm worried about I'm worried about the potential options outside of Solskjaer. I really want him to succeed, but there is more pressure, and he has now started getting back in. And if we don't get there, then we have to. It'll be down to the fact that not his tactically inept or his strategies or his philosophies. It's going to be ultimately we didn't upgrade the central midfield that we all know and we all feel like. We look at Phil Jones and we think, oh, we could do with a better defender. Yeah, we look at our midfield and we're looking at McTominay and Fred and we're thinking that could be better. But all the other options on the pitch, when they're all playing at their optimum, we like them, don't we? We like De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Maguire. We're not convinced on him for the money and for what he is, but nevertheless, Varane, Pogba, Bruno, it depends. Ronaldo. You're happy? It's just that central midfield area. You don't know.
I don't know what you're saying. Are you saying that you're happy with the United's 11, but you feel that we need a midfielder still?
Yeah, how can you control a game like talking about a style of play?
So you're saying we're one player away of doing what? winning the league, winning the Champions League.
But the thing is, it's like a puzzle, isn't it? When you're building a squad, building a team.
Oh, is it one player? And if so, who would you bring in? If it's one player that fixes everything. Because I don't think that's necessarily the case. I've got a different take on it. But which player would you bring in that's that missing player?
So the thing is, United last season and the previous season, they've been building something each season towards the end of the season, and then it starts again. It's a journey.
Yeah, but you've just said the CDM. You've just said that if United had a CDM, they would have strengthened in that area. Are you saying if they would have brought in Thomas Partey or someone of that ilk, that solves the problem? And they win the league, they win the Champions League.
Well, if we would have brought in Thomas Partey last season, well, obviously he got injured, didn't he? But if we would have brought him in last season, the issue is we still had the hole at Varane, the hole with right wing, with Sancho's now coming. But with the signings we've made, including Ronaldo, including Sancho, including Varane, if you then dropped in Thomas Partey into that mix, I think we're a real problem for anybody. I mean, looking at,
I think we're a real problem for anybody right now.
Looking at the top 5 teams in Europe right now, I'd have who are your top 5 teams in Europe? Let's just say, who would you have? Number one, who's the team that you expect to win the Champions League, and who do you think is the best team out there right now consistently?
Well, first of all, I don't think any team is expected to win the Champions League for the reasons that Bruno said last night in his interview. That the margins now are so fine. So that expectation of 1 or 2 teams, a Real or a Barca, winning the Champions League year in, year out, isn't there anymore. But what is there is that the teams with the very best players, it tends to even itself out at the end of the competition, and the cream does tend to generally rise to the top. Now, City, in terms of, they've got to be up there, but I personally believe that they're missing that strike. If they would have had the striker there the other night against PSG, different game for me. They missed it, but I think City are definitely there in that top 5. I think PSG are in the top 5.
So say a brand new Pro Evo game comes out tomorrow, and it gives you the most realistic statistics, and you played it all on, I don't know, you played it all on autopilot.
If we're talking stats, you're probably saying, but I think Bayern Munich have got to be right up there. Right up there.
For me, Bayern Munich,
if it's a stat thing.
For me, Bayern Munich, I think deserved. I don't think they're necessarily going to win it, and I thought they were the favourites last year, and they didn't win it. But I think they're the best team in Europe, consistently dominating in their own league. But when they won the Champions League, the time had come. They'd got to semis the previous year before, ran Real Madrid really close to the semis, as I recall. But then when they won it, they were slapping teams. They were smacking them about by 6 and 7 goals, and they did it comfortably. And then last season, when they went out of the Champions League...
So what are you saying, Bayern Munich are the strongest?
In my opinion, absolutely.
Right.
100%.
So another one in the top 5 is, like I said, is Man City. But for me, they still need that. If you're talking about winning it, for them to win it, they're going to be there or thereabouts. Well, no doubt about it.
Well, I'll tell you my top 5, and you talk me through mine. Right. So one, I've got Bayern Munich because... Bayern Munich. Well, I agree.
Absolutely.
Because for me, they were the top dogs. And last season, when they got knocked out by PSG, they had no Lewandowski, who's been arguably...
You putting money on Bayern Munich, by the way.
Well, the thing is,
would you be like, yeah?
Well, it's not.
Is that your tip?
No, but it's not about a tip like that. Because last year Lewandowski was not available against PSG, and they went out. And Lewandowski is critical to that team. He's the best number 9, in my opinion, in the world for the last few years. He's putting up outrageous numbers. He scored every home game this calendar season. Lewandowski.
You love
out of the team.
That players are the best players in the world, don't you?
Listen. When we're talking about strikers and number 9, that's
you don't have to say he's the best. Okay, you can say he's one of the best.
No, I'm telling you, Lewandowski has put up the best numbers and been the best forward for the last 2 or 3 years, in my opinion. Clearly, not even like, and he wasn't available. Now,
right, PSG. We're talking about teams to win it. So you said Bayern Munich are your first team.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And my second team will be PSG. I thought PSG were primed for it last year. Now, I know they got beat by City, but I looked at Mbappe's evolution. He scores 2 away to Bayern, 3 away to Barcelona, and then away to City. Critical game, he's not available.
Listen, when you've got Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar up front, it doesn't take a genius to figure out they're going to be there or thereabouts. You've got Verratti controlling the midfield. You've got other good players around him. You've just signed the new right back who looks a quality player. they've got Marquinhos, who's like 4 players at the back, and then they've got probably, for me, the best keeper in the world at the moment in Donnarumma. So I agree with the Paris shout. Who's your third pick?
Yeah. Let me just say on this that PSG, in my opinion, couldn't get past City because Mbappe was unavailable. They played a
Right, so you're saying PSG is stronger than City then?
Yeah.
So they're
Absolutely.
so PSG your second pick.
And they've upgraded. What I'm saying is if Mbappe was available against City last year, when City pushed up to the halfway line to condense the space, Mbappe would have been able to get in with Verratti balls all day long, but he couldn't. They had Icardi playing that role, and he couldn't. He didn't have the legs to penetrate.
The thing is they had Mbappe the other night, and he wasn't getting in all night on with them Verratti balls. So I do what you said. Agree to some extent with what you're saying about last season, but I don't particularly agree with that's the be all and end all why PSG